Hello and welcome everyone. This is the Daily Dharma. My name is Dina. Let's take a moment and open up. Take a big breath. And as you release, intend that all your fears, worries, anxieties, or any attachments that are challenging you at this present time be released and let it pass through the smoke. Intending that you be open and ready to receive all of the messages, ready to be revealed to us in the coming reading. This is the Daily Dharma. My name is Dina. And let's start out with an overall theme card. That one looks good. We'll get just a couple more here and find out what it is that we're looking at talking about today. All right, yeah, we'll stop there. So we have number 13 popping out, gliding through currents. With a different approach, you will glide through a situation with grace and ease, going inward and bringing your understanding, perspective, or behavior into flow will help your dreams to take flight. And underneath, we have let your personality shine. You have something that no one else has that makes you who you are. Stop comparing yourself to others and allow your uniqueness to shine through. The two of these seem to work together in a way of seeming that there's some type of halting energy to actually letting something just go and let it flow and let it rip. You know what I'm saying? And so with 33, let your personality shine. 33 to me is the number of the ascended master, that self-mastery, creative self-actualization. And so it seems that you've been on a quest. And with the number 13, that number to me is the number of integration and transition. So moving from one cycle to the next can take some things being released and fully allowing them to leave our lives and no longer become themes that take our attention away. So a different approach to something helps to unlock any type of, it's like static. I'm getting static, something where it's like there's too much heavy weight to be pulling forward, if that makes any sense. So there's something here that needs to be made more natural, more authentic. And it seems like just letting yourself go, which reminds me of just self-judgment coming forward. And perhaps you take great pains to not offend, or perhaps you want to appear a certain way, or you might want to I don't know. It's something about either appearances or fears of judgment, fears of some type of backlash. And it's like, no matter how perfectly we do it, somebody somewhere will probably have something to say about it. But then, we have a card flying out at my wrist here. Let me pause because I'm going to have to get under the table. All right, it's solar plexus popping out, and that goes well with the themes that we're discussing as well, because the solar plexus located just at the in between your gut instincts, so to speak, and your heart space. And so in that interim there, it has a lot to do with our stress response. It has a lot to do with our confidence, our ability to feel creative, to engage the possibilities, and then to be more curious than inflexible when we're looking at things, how they're presented, or any number of of ideas about what we're looking at. The solar plexus is the center that takes what is and makes it into something. So it's also the way that we light up a room, the way that we shine, the way that we show up in general. Like the prominent vibration that we hold is somewhere in between all of the chakras, but the solar plexus is really what's radiating from us. And so at different times, you know, in a bad mood or a good mood, we can shift from seeming at ease to seeming somewhat frustrated. And that sense of frustration is what I'm sensing off of this. Just let it go, let your personality shine, let it actually radiate. And so, oh, I was getting something and I interrupted myself. It'll come back if it needs to. Underneath is water, the overflow. So sacral chakra, the number 2 chakra, is in the gut. So it has today to do a little bit possibly with fear and the parasympathetic nervous system. So the way that we respond, something about the stress response and the way that we're willing, I can't remember what it was. Moving on. Let's get a few more code cards out here. We had a lot coming out in the pre-shuffle. We've got 18, Cosmic Flower. This one is my card of DNA activations. And it talks about blooming, something that's ready to be presented. Yeah, I'm haunted by what that was. I feel the urge to, now I'm seeing fire. Fire is the element of the solar plexus. Feeling the urge to pause and just let me think of this thing. It's something about being seen and not being afraid to be everything that we are meant to be here in this time and space, and to light our own inner fire and keep that burning, keep this spark of intention. All right, 2 more. Okay, we've got passion and change. So that's starting to make a little bit more sense. So I don't know if the environment is changing, like if you've got a new job or if you're in a new community or if you've made some changes to your own life in different ways. But these shifts here are telling you that there are things that you're very passionate about that are wanting to emerge and to step forward, and to just kind of let yourself go is giving yourself permission to shine, to bloom, to grow and expand, and to thrive in some type of a way. And so gliding through the times of change is easier said than done. I will absolutely admit that. But there's also some shifts in the way that you're giving your attention to things. Like there's some kind of passion that's coming front and center. It could be a new relationship for some of you. Again, some of you, a new job or a new endeavor, a new hobby, a new community project or a personal project. But there's something here shifting about your passionate energies, and maybe this is talking a bit too about some previous suppression or repression. And so giving yourself the permission to dare greatly in this situation may have to do with walking a bit of an independent pathway where other people have had an idea about who you were, or you or your family might have had a plan but now something is shifting. Your attention is being drawn to something new and exciting that has you lit up from within, and you're ready and capable of exacting this shift and change. um, but it's bringing up some type of urge to play small and to not ruffle some feathers or to not challenge some type of status quo. uh, Communication, okay, so part of this also is just I'm getting testing the waters a bit, trying to reveal a little bit at a time, and how you're communicating this may be coming through in the ways that you're spending time, or how often you're getting in touch with certain people, or the ways that you're appearing and dressing and seeming, the things that you're speaking and saying. And maybe you're looking for some other like-minded individuals to share your passion and to communicate about the changing times and how to create this beautiful growth that will help you or someone else to shine in a new way. So this could also talk about healing practices. It can talk about mentorship, um, public speaking. It can talk about counseling or working with some type of healing or therapeutic responsiveness to really release yourself from some type of tangled knots that you're just kind of ready to just break through and step through into the new time. Underneath the deck, we have crystal keys. Isn't that beautiful? So there's some type of record keeping also. So this may be your Akashic records, or maybe you're working with crystals in general. But with some different types of quartz, you can talk about how there's this piezoelectrical current, and how with squeezing or gentle pressure, the energy is actually measurable. And so there's something here about being able to release or express or um, reveal some type of nuance or shift or change within and under pressure, perhaps. So it's like, um, you have to switch jobs, but the job of your dreams comes up. And so when you're going there, you want to put your best foot forward. So, under the pressure of this is a great opportunity, I don't want to miss it. Then all of a sudden you're like, well, I got to clean up my act. Or like in my case, I hate chores around the house, or the household chores themselves inside, like laundry, dishes. But then if I schedule something like somebody coming to visit me or something, all of a sudden I'm like, ugh, I don't want these dishes around. So then I gotta do the dishes. So it's kind of that energy of, well, because I've got this deadline now, it's not something I can continue to put off. And so there's some kind of opportunity or pressure to just let yourself go. And this may be a message that you've really been excited to deliver. It's been generating a lot of excitement and passion on the internal level, but now there's this opportunity presenting that you're able to bring this forward. And it's like almost as if there's not enough time to fear how you will be perceived, but it just needs to be said. Like when somebody asks you a very direct question, and then it's like, well, I wouldn't have naturally said anything because it's just my opinion. However, since you're asking, then you speak. So a couple more cards here. Oh, I almost knew this was coming out. So this is a mixed deck. This one from the Beyond Lemuria, but the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle deck here. Tantric Journey came out. It's been coming out all year. And then Harmonic Flight came out in the reading that I laid down, not recorded, just a reading that I did about mostly election political stuff, talking about this resolution of duality, or some type of a reconnection of individuals who have been separated or have spent some time apart. So it could be you connecting with Soul Tribe. It could be you reconnecting with a family member, a friend from a long time ago, or somebody that you just haven't had time to sit with and to really communicate and share some type of shifting, changing ideas. What else? We've got alchemy. So getting together with some type of individuals or any of the scenarios that were brought up earlier, taking good care of yourself or getting to work on something that's been put off or procrastinated against. There's some type of needful event or opportunity presenting itself to actually shift the harmonics of a situation. And so it's giving a little bit of this shape shifting manifestation, molding a situation by your efforts up front. And part of this is just by aligning with your own personal empowered essence, your true north, and just your personal self-expression is going to really help you to be in the flow. It's helping you to glow, and it's helping you to go. And so what else? This last card here wants to come out, Gaia. It may have something to do with the awakening of Mother Earth, and it can also equally have to do with any type of environmental or collective consciousness type of communications. I wanted to get into some of the other cards here. I'm grabbing this tarot deck. Let's just see what we can glean from these more in the third dimensional aspects of things. What is this situation and what needs to be said? All right here. So we've got the backside of the Queen of Swords, and I'm seeing those crystals behind her sword. So there's a big spiritual foundation, a very intuitive, earthly, celestial, even organic type of truth here emerging. And it's somewhat behind your back. So it might not be obvious to everyone who first meets you. And that to me is like you speaking your truth, and it's something that you're practicing off the beaten path in your own personal space. But here we also have the 10 of Cups. And 10 of Cups talks a lot about self-love, especially this backside. It's not as much about the connection and the bonding. It's about the self-bond that brings inner abundance. And then see how that the image in the background is this lotus with this fountain statue in the background, and that depiction of this fountain is on the Ace of Cups in this deck. And the Ace and the 10 are connected because the 10, 1 plus 0, is a 1, and the Ace is also the 1. And it's also bringing up the Ace is sometimes the 1 and it's sometimes the 11. And again, with that shape-shifting energy, it's how we translate inner acceptance and being in the flow of our divine grace and beauty, not playing small, but being willing to be seen for everything that you are, and just being forward and not recanting, and being so careful with how we step and how we speak and how we say and what we gesture, and are we smiling, are we nodding? It's like just being who you are in this state of self-love is unlocking the next level. It's a level up in self-love that brings abundance back to you. And underneath we do have the 10, another 10, the Wheel of Fortune here with this Magician's Wheel, and he's holding that ankh above his head. So it's like this balancing and recognition of that harmonic flight, the inner duality and the resolution of the masculine and feminine aspects of your own personality. So your ability to receive and to know, but then also to take action and to stay motivated and to personally express and to feel confident and courageous in that energy is coming forward for you. Yeah, because on the back here we've got this hermit energy, and he's seeing the light of day, and it's almost like he's stepping forward from his solitude into the light of day. So I feel like I want one more card out of this deck. So I see this is going to be different for everybody. We'll take this one. Okay. Four of Cups. I'm seeing something to do with possibly a Cancer, or around the summertime. Well, unless you're in the Southern Hemisphere, around the time of the Cancer sun, or even the Capricorn full moon would have been in Cancer. Some type of Cancer energy here where it's the emotional authority. And it's telling me a bit about your emotional fluctuations and your sensitivity, your intuition, and you're doubting your intuition here, or have been in the past, feeling that perhaps you don't understand as much as you do. There's this sense of being apathetic and just kind of, it's as though the results have not been evident. And so it's like you're getting so frustrated and trying to alter your approach, trying to alter this, trying to bend and flow and move. And it's just like sometimes you just want to throw it all away and just take a breather. And other times just throwing it away gives you the freedom and liberates you of judgment and expectation and just lets you just go. And so there's something here about that, the emotional authority and your sensitivity about your worth, your value, and your relevance, and that other people intuitively, I think that you understand the truth that everybody's dealing with these shortcomings and these fears and doubts, and it's time for you to step out. Oh, I'm seeing this crab again. And here we have the Knight of Cups. I don't know if this is you making a gesture or someone making a gesture for or towards you. But with the Knight of Cups, that says somebody making an emotional journey or taking action for an emotional outcome. So it may have to do with somebody who's a Cancer or somebody who's in their Cancer energy again. But on the bottom, we have the Two of Swords, a lot of backside energy today, and they're all mixed up in here. So yeah, it looks as though I think they may all be the backside, but the Two of Swords here is like she's of two minds of something. She wants it, but then she doubts it. She's come so far, but she's just exhausted. And so she has to sit here and take a pause and kind of simplify going forward, making the decision of what needs to be changed, what is going well, and recollecting and revitalizing one's energy under the light of the moon, perhaps. So we're in Aquarius now, so we're beyond the Cancer full moon. I believe that happened 3 weeks ago at this time. But in any event, we can also talk about how, what do we have in Cancer? Oh, here we go. This is exactly. So I'm looking at the astrological chart here. We've had Mars going in retrograde for some time now, and Mars has just left the sign of Leo, re-entering the end of Cancer, still moving in that retrograde backward apparent motion into late Cancer. And so with Cancer, again, with that emotional autonomy, emotional authority, moving away from things related to playing small, to judgments, to fears and anxieties, and to doubting our own intuition and our divine inspiration, doubting our path and our purpose. And so we're moving back into late Cancer so that we can understand what needs to truly come forward and what we're ready to leave behind or delegate to other people or so on. And so this is going to perhaps continue for another few weeks before Mars is starting to go back into forward momentum and will inevitably come back into the sign of Leo, where it's more forward momentum. But we're correcting something here. So if we're following our purpose, if we've been questing for some type of emotional fulfillment here, or an emotionally fulfilling partnership, or the resolution between partners, friends, family, or so on here, there's this idea of being able to come back together and to resolve something under pressure, and to also, if that is the case where it's been some type of misaligned energy, there's the need to get very, very aligned and secure in what we want, in what we desire, and in what we need, and in what we deserve moving forward, and also how we can help others to communicate those needs to us. So there may be some type of negotiations or dialogue here that's being worked out. But with harmonic flight, it looks like there's a lot of growth happening for all parties here, but particularly since we're looking at us, it's an internal transformation. And through this process, you're going to really feel more yourself than you have in some time. So it's a return to your own inner vitality, feeling that momentum, feeling that sense that things are coming through for you instead of feeling like no matter what you do, you are held back. Instant attraction. So this may be a romance that got off a little bit on the wrong foot too. Ooh, sending a message. Exactly. There's that Knight of Cups. So it may be you sending a message or someone else sending a message to you. Exactly. Past life influence. So that's partially to blame for this transformation. The doubts and anxieties and conditioning here is giving way as you reveal more and more of your authentic self that's been buried below expectations, fears, doubts, or past life karmas, or so on, conditioning. And with this also, there's this soulmate or soul tribe type of interaction that's helping you to unlock your gifts from your past timelines. And here we have Goat, the greatest of all times, highly protected and favored by the divine. So hopefully you're not getting into the feeling of no matter what I do, it's all for naught, or, I'm cursed, or the universe is out to get me. Aquarius under the deck is interesting. As we move into the age of Aquarius and greater alignment with our purpose, we're really being challenged to detach from so much of what made sense before in our previous expectations, because in the coming phase, they're going to represent us carrying too much baggage, and we're not going to be able to be streamlined enough to make it through this next portal unless we liberate ourselves from other people's expectations and from our own expectations. Because Aquarius is very detached. And again, we're talking a little bit more about that Uranian influence. Very soon, I think March of this year, 2025, Uranus will finally be going direct again and moving soon thereafter into the sign of Gemini. And I do believe we're fully into Gemini after that phase. We will hit another Uranian retrograde later in the season around, I think, September. but I do not believe that dips back into Taurus. So as a Taurus, stellium and natal sun and et cetera, I am ready for Uranus to be out of my sign. I appreciate the shakeups. I appreciate the intuition and the enlightenment. But yeah, it gets a little bit crazy to have such a grounded sign representing body and inner awareness and inner value to be destabilized with the Uranian energies, but it is all for the best. And then it will be moving into the sign of Gemini, where this communication can come forward in greater ways. So whatever it is that you're feeling inspired to communicate, it looks like that is what's being activated right now through these crystal keys. And with the keys, just like the key to an ignition or the key to a door, it's unlocking the portal. So the crystals that you're working with and the pressure that you're under is really helping you to decipher and decode and move forward through portals and doorways that were not open in the past. So let's finalize our reading. Yep, low vibe entities and lower attachments such as guilt and shame or self-sabotage are getting out of your way. Self-fulfilling prophecies and negative mindsets are needing to be nixed here, and self-care can take its place. Then you will feel much more inspired and be more inspiring to others with your light and your fire, just like that beacon lighthouse. And romantic adventures await. So third eye chakra, looks like you could use some clarification there. Yeah, you've got a lot of strength here with brick house here in Saturn. You're getting yourself really secure after potentially feeling ungrounded as a child. So you're creating your own stability and firm foundation moving forward. And here we have chemistry that's so beautiful because we have alchemy with that harmonic flight. Define your path, opportunity or distraction, medicine or poison, consider the dose. So yeah, you're getting yourself together, and it looks like there is definitely some romantic reconnection or brand new opportunities stepping forward for many of you that are in that zone, wanting that in the coming phase. So I hope that helps you to get inspired and to stay high as much as you can. Take good care of yourselves and check back for other readings if you're looking for more messages. And if not, until next time, take good care of yourselves. Bye.